Welcome to the course Color Design. So in this lecture, we'll discuss about introduction to data flow analysis. So data flow analysis is one of the fundamental principle of code optimization. Code optimization consisting of control flow information, data flow analysis, and basic transformations. So till now we covered various transformations, then control flow analysis during loops in flow graph. So our next concept is data flow analysis. So in order to do code optimization and a good job of code generation, a compiler needs to collect information about the program as a whole and to distribute this information to each block in the flow graph. So the role of code optimization and code generation. So with their better outcomes. So what type of information we have to collect and that can be distributed to each and every block in the flow graph that can be done using the data flow analysis. Data flow information examples, variables are live on exit from each block. That means that variables can be used immediately after that particular point of that particular block. Then global common sub-expressions to eliminate redundant computations, reaching definitions to perform transformations like constant folding and dead code elimination. All these transformations we already discussed. These are all examples of data flow information. Whatever the information producing by these, that is called as data flow information. Data flow information that an optimizing compiler collects by a process that is known as data flow analysis. Whatever the data flow information mentioned here, examples that an optimizing compiler which collects by a method or process which is known as data flow analysis. That is the concept of data flow analysis. So data flow information can be collected. Whatever the data flow information can be collected by an optimizing compiler that can be used to set up or setting up and solving some systems of equations that relate information at various points in a program. So that is called as a data flow equation. So data flow information can be collected and setting up and solving some systems of equations that relate information at various points of the program. So by using a typical equation as of the following form. So enter the concept of data flow analysis, we'll use the following typical equation. So out of S equal to gen of S union in of S minus kill of S. So here S is any basic block. So in our given flow graph. So now for every basic block, let us assume. So here A equal to B plus C, then D equal to A plus E something. So let us assume. So this is one basic block. Basic block, let us say B. So now for every block, so it has the entry value. So here entry of B, now exit of the block B. So now here we will calculate the entry values. Now we will call it as in of that particular block. Then exit of that block is denoted with out of that block B. So these are all out of block means this one exit of that particular block. Then in of S means entry of that block. Then how to compute these values that we will see during solving data flow equations. So then gen of S. So gen of S is nothing but suppose here statement 1 A equal to B plus C, statement 2 D equal to A plus C. In a particular block, whatever the statements defined, the definitions, that means statements are generated. Those are all called as gen of a particular block. Now in this block, gen of B equal to, here the statement numbers 1, 2. These are the statements defined or generated. Here Gn stands generate or generated. That means defined. A equal to D equal to. So two statements are defined. That statement numbers we have to give under gen values, Gn. So similarly, then what are the kill values? So kill values nothing but whatever the definitions defined in that block, same definitions may be used in other blocks with not the same definition, with other definitions. For example, here A equal to B plus C. Now another block A equal to some B plus F, let us assume. Now in our original definition of A, that is statement 1, what is statement 1? A equal to B plus C. Let us assume this is statement 3. So in some block B1, let us assume. In B1, the definition of A is used, but the definition is killed. Why? Because here B plus C, now here changed. Now here kill of B equal to outside of B, wherever the definitions are killed for A. Now 3 is 1 kill. Similarly, another B2 block, another definition of A is used. Left hand side starting with A only, but right hand side it changes. The computation is changed. So then the definition number, we will call it as kill. So like that, now how to find out and in value? For that we are having some formulas again. But gen value directly you can find by seeing the block, whatever the statements defined. Then kill value outside of that block, whatever the statements in that particular block which are defined with a different right hand side computation. Then those are all called as kill of that particular block. So this is the typical form of data flow equation. So now this equation and can be read as, how to read this? The information at the end of a statement is either generated. So end of the statement is nothing but out. So out of S, here S is generally globally it is called as statement, but later for every block we can use this formula. So in sentenceal form, this can be read it as the information at the end of the statement, that is out of S, is either generated. So generated means here gen of S within the statement, within S, gen of S, or here union means this is or. So then enters at the beginning. Enters at the beginning is nothing but in of S, and is not killed as control flows. So not killed, that is nothing but kill. So here this is kill of S, and is not killed. Minus means not killed. Killed as control flows through the statement. Such equations are called as data flow equations. So this is the sentenceal form. So end of that block or statement is out. Then beginning of that block is called as in. Then generated, that means defining in that block. Then minus kill, not killed as control flows. Here clearly we mentioned how to find gen and kill. Then how to find in and out, that we will discuss during solving data flow equations. So now the details of how data flow equations are set up and solved depend on the following three factors. So how to set up data flow equations in the above form, then how to solve them to find out value every time. So whenever if you want to find out value, then you need to find out in value. Gen and kill directly we will get. Then in value we have to find. How to find that we will see during solving of data flow equations. But how to set up data flow equations and how to solve, that depends on the three following factors. The first factor, the notations of generating and killing, that is generating means Gn, then killing means kill. So the notations of generating and killing depends on the desired information, that is on the data flow analysis problem to be solved. Moreover, for some problems, instead of proceeding along with the flow of control and defining out of S in terms of in of S. So out of S in terms of in of S, we need to proceed backwards and define in of s in terms of out of s for initial values. For initial value of out depends on, I mean in depends on out value. Then next level, directly using the previous out value, you can calculate in as well as out like that based on the dependency. So this is the first factor. Then the second factor, since data flows along control paths, data flow analysis is affected by the control constructs in a program. In fact, when we write out of S, we implicitly assume that there is a unique endpoint where control leaves the statement, that is out of S. In general, equations are set up at the level of basic blocks rather than statements. Now initially for general purpose, we called as out of S statement. Now instead of at statement level, now we'll compute at block levels, that is level of basic blocks rather than statement. Now onwards, we will use block name in place of statement. So the reason is because blocks do have unique endpoints. There are then the third one, there are subtleties that go along with such statements as a procedure calls, assignments through pointer variables, and even assignments to array variables. So here, each such statement, what it contains, three of the statements we know. It may be a combination of procedure calls, it may be assignment statements, it may be pointer statements, then assignment statement with index, that is array, etc. We are having around 9 forms of three address statements. So any of those statements included in three address code. So these are all the three factors which are used to set up and solve data flow equations. So now, how to define points and paths in flow graph. So with respect to a basic block, suppose within a basic block, we talk of the point between two adjacent statements. So here the point means between two adjacent statements, as well as the point before the first statement and after the last statement. So before the first statement, suppose here T1 equal to some A plus B, then T2 equal to C plus D, and so on Tn. So this is one basic block. Here you can see before the first statement. So here one point, it may be called as starting. So then and after the last statement here, so this is the end point. So in any block here 2 points are there. So one is at before starting, then another one is at end of that particular block or after the last state. So like that we have to define points. Whereas path means from one basic block to another block in the flow graph, that you can define. So one standard example flow graph shown here, the entire of the data flow analysis concept, we'll use the same example for solving data flow equations. This is the flow graph which consisting of basic block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, block 5, block 6. Now every block some statements are there. Here statement definitions are prefixed with D. Now D1 to Dn, which are called as definitions. So then the statements are in the form of three address: I equal to m minus 1, j equal to n, a equal to u minus 1. Then next block I equal to I plus 1. Then next block j equal to j minus 1. Block 4 and 6 doesn't contains any definitions. Then block 5 contains definition 6, a equal to u2. Here you can see all the definitions numbered with d 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starting with d with suffix values 1, 2, n definitions. Here 6 definitions are there. Now there are some loops also. Here for B3 self loop is there. Then for B2 also self loop is there. Then there is another loop from B5 to B2. So here total 3 loops are there. So in this flow graph, now we will find the in, out, gen and kill values for each and every block. So using the standard data flow equation, what we described above. Now let us see with respect to, now we are talking about points and paths. Now with this example, let us see points and paths. So block B1 in the figure, see here B1 has 4 points. So what are the 4 points here? So before the first statement, here what you will get, this is point 1. Then for every statement, here you will take point 2, point 3, then point 4. So total 4 points are occurred for basic block 1 in this flow graph. Now here you can see the block 1 in the figure has 4 points, one before any of the assignment and one after each of the 3 assignments. So here we are having 3 assignments. So after each 3 assignments, each one having 1 point. Then before assignment, before means before I, initial. So total 4 points are there. So like that we have to define the points in the flow graph. So then now let us take a global view and consider all the points in all the blocks. Now a path from P1 to Pn, that is point 1 to point n, is a sequence of points P1 to Pn such that for each I between 1 to n minus 1 is either the following, either any one. So first Pi is the point immediately preceding a statement, and Pi plus 1 is the point immediately following that statement in the same block. So preceding, before starting of that statement. So then following immediately after the statement. So these are all the first two possibilities. Then second case, Pi is so now let us see, there are 2 possibilities. A path from P1 to Pn is a sequence of points P1 and so on Pn such that for each I between 1 to n minus 1 is either the first one, Pi is the point immediately preceding a statement, and Pi plus 1 is the point immediately following that statement in the same block. For example, here Pi is the point immediately preceding, that is before. Then Pi plus 1 is the point immediately following that statement after. So this is after this, like in the same block. Like that we will get. Then another case, or Pi is the end of some block and Pi plus 1 is the beginning of a successor block. Suppose here B1, this is the end. Now B2 start. So here other point is Pi is the end of some block, this one. Then and Pi plus 1 is the beginning of this successor block, next one. Here this is Pi plus 1, here this is Pi, like that. Here for paths, the 2 possibilities are there, either any one needs to be considered. So in the above flow graph, let us see, there is a path from the beginning of block B5 to the beginning of block B6. Now let us see, go back and check. So beginning of block B5, then to the beginning of block B6, there is a path. Suppose if you can start from B1, B2 and so on B6. So then here B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. Here 2 possibilities are there. Here path 1, path 2. Now we are explaining that one. Let us see here. So there is a path from beginning of block B5 to the beginning of block B6. Then it travels through the end point of B5 and then through all the points in B2, B3, B4 in order before it reaches the beginning of B6. Now you can see in the loop. So beginning of B5, before beginning of B6, it traverses all the nodes in B2, B3, B4. So because from B5, you are having the path. So here loop B5 to B2, then B3, then B4. After that, after traversing all this, then beginning of next one is beginning of B6. So like that, that can be considered as one path. Like that, all possible paths you have to define. So next, very important concept in data flow analysis, reaching definitions. This is a very important one. So several times we use the term, the variable is reached or used or not used, like live or dead. So with this combination, with respect to definition, whether that is reached or not, that is called as reaching definition. A definition of a variable, let us say X, is a statement that assigns or may assign a value to X. Suppose here X is a variable. The definition of a variable X, which is a statement that assigns the statement or may assign a value to X, statement or value. So then that is called as reaching definition. So the most common forms of definitions are assignments to X and statements. Assignments to X and statements. That means you have to assign value to X and you have to assign statements to X. Then that read a value from an input output devices and stores it in the variable X. These statements certainly define a value for X and they are referred to as unambiguous definitions of X. Unambiguous means unique definition. It does not contain more than one definition. So there are certain other kinds of statements that may define a value for X. They are called ambiguous definitions. In case of ambiguous definitions for one variable, so there exists more than one definition, then which one needs to be considered? That is the drawback of ambiguity. So in unambiguous, no issue. Your only unique definition is considered. So now in case of unambiguous, in case of ambiguous, there are various forms. The most useful forms of ambiguous definitions of the variable X are, first one, a call of procedure with X as a parameter other than by value parameter, other than by value. Then or a procedure that can access X because X is in the scope of the procedure. We also have to consider the possibility of aliasing, duplication, where X is not in the scope of the procedure, but X has been identified with another variable that is passed as a parameter or in the scope. This is the first useful form of ambiguous definition. The second case, an assignment through a pointer that could refer to the variable X. For example, the assignment statement with pointer q equal to y is a definition of X if it is possible that q points to X. This is the second form. So these are some of the useful forms for ambiguous definitions of X. Now we say a definition D reaches a point P. So D reaches a point P if there is a path from the point immediately following D to P. If there is a path from that point immediately following D to P, such that D is not killed along that path. That means D's definition is not changed in that path. So that is not killed, minus killed. So similarly, if a definition D of some variable A reaches point P, then D might be placed at which the value of A is used at particular point. So it might last have been define it. So like that, we have to define a particular point. A definition D reaches a point P. Now we kill a definition of a variable A if between 2 points along the path there is a definition of A. So at that time we have to kill. Now let us see the same flow graph. So in this example, the both definitions I and j in block B1. Now let us see here I equal to m minus 1. This is D1. Here I equal to m minus 1. Then j equal to n. So this is definition 2 in block B1. So reach the beginning of block B2. So reaches the beginning of block B2. Here you can see in B2, starting here I is used. Then later, next subsequent blocks in B3 beginning J is used. So like that. So both the definitions I and J in block B1 reach the beginning of block B2, as does the definition J equal to J minus 1 in D5. So provided there are no assignments to or reads of J in B4 and B5. So in B4 and B5, so there are no definitions of I and J. Here B4 is blank, in B5 I is not used here. Or the portion of B3, now this one, following the definition. So like that we have to define reaching definitions. However, the assignments to J in B3, here you can see the assignments J in B3 kills the definition. Why? Because let us see the original definition J equal to n. Now here J equal to J minus 1. So both are not same. So therefore, in B3 J kills, this will call it as kill of B1. So kill of B1 equal to, here you can write down D5. Then any others, let us see where J is used in only one place. So similarly, kill of B1 with respect to variable I, let us see here. So where I is killed outside, here I equal to m minus 1, here I equal to what we are having, I plus 1, the definition is changed, so it killed D4, then only one place. Then kill of B1 with respect to A, where A is defined outside in B5, but here you can see here A is U1, here A is U2. So here kill of B1 equal to D6 with respect to A. So like that we can find kill values. Then generate values directly, I already mentioned. So gen of B1, what are the definitions defined? D1, D2, D3, three definitions, D1, D2, D3. And similarly, gen of B2, what are the definitions used in B2, D4? Then similarly, gen of B3, what are the definitions defined in B3? Only D5. Only the definition numbers you can use. B4 and B6, there are no definitions. Then for B5, gen of B5 equal to only one definition is used. That number is D6. So like that, we can find gen and kill values. Using these values, using the data flow equation, we will find in and out values. Okay, now let us see the data flow analysis for some structured programs. Data flow analysis of structured programs. Flow graphs for control flow constructs such as do while statements have a useful property. There is a single beginning point at which control enters and a single end point that control leaves from when execution of that statement is over. So this is for do while case. So we exploit this property when we talk of the definitions reaching the beginning and end of statements with the following syntax. This is the production corresponding to do while. S derives ID colon equal to E or S semicolon, then S or if then else. This is if then else. then do while, then here E, what is E here? E derives ID plus ID or ID. So this is one grammar which shows the control flow constructs. Now for this, let us see the flow graphs, how these are all represented. Flow graphs for structured control constructs are shown below. So S1, S2, two statements. So the flow graph is first statement 1 followed by statement 2. Then before statement 1, there is the initial point. After statement 2, this is end point. Similarly, if then else case, if expression, then statement 1, else statement 2. This can be represented in the form of flow graph. Here you can see if E by using conditional jump statement. If E go to S1, if expression go to statement 1, else statement 2. Here this is the start point, then here this is the end point. This is for if then else flow graph. Then for do while, so do statement 1 while expression. Now this is the flow graph structure. First, you can start statement 1 with initial point, then the condition. But directly while we can't use in three address code, we can observe the general form of three address code. Only conditional jumps or unconditional go to only we will use in three address code. So if only we will use, if E expression go to statement 1, so it goes to loop. It repeats the loop until it satisfies. Then end point. So these are all some structured control constructs flow graphs representation. Now, with respect to reaching definitions, data flow equations for reaching definitions are shown in below figure. Now, the first single assignment statement is of the form in the flow graph. Yes, one entry point and one end point. Now, what is the statement here? For example, the statement D equal to D defining A equal to B plus C. Only single statement is there. Here, single assignment statement. Now, in this case, the data flow equations are of the form. So, gen of S equal to simply D. Previous example, we already mentioned generating definitions, only one definition, that is D. Then kill of S equal to, so all the definitions in S minus D. So kill of S equal to DA minus D. DA is set of all definitions for the variable A used outside of that block. So you can subtract from this, you can subtract D. Then out of S equal to, this is the out. Now this is the in. Out of S equal to the formula gen of S union in of S minus kill of S. Same formula we can use. This is for single assignment statement format. Then for cascade of statements, that means two statements are combined, concatenation. So here this is the statement. Here having two statements, S1, S2. First S1 followed by S2. So now the gen of S overall by combination of this gen of S equal to, first we will find gen of S2, this one, union gen of S1 minus kill of S2. This is the formula in case of cascading of statements in flow graph. Then kill of S equal to, for entire statement we are finding. First we will find kill of S2 union, then kill of S1 minus gen of S2. These formulas we can remember. These are standard formulas defined. So we have to follow simply. Then in of S1 equal to in of S. This value moves to in of S. Then in of S2 equal to out of S1. Then out of S equal to out of S2. Finally, our target is we have to find in, out, gen, kill for our S final statement. Out of S, kill of S, gen of S. Then automatically in of S1 equal to in of S, like that. Then if then else statement. The statement is of the form if then else. If statement. So if expression statement 1, otherwise statement 2. For this, the gen of S equal to gen of S1 union gen of S2 by taking union of these two. Then kill of S equal to kill of S1 intersection kill of S2. You can find out intersection kill of intersection of both. Then in of S1 equal to in of S. In of S2 equal to again in of S. Then out of S equal to out of S1 union out of S2. For if then else, you will take like union intersection combination. Then for loop statement, so loop self loop. Suppose S1 there is a loop. Gen of S equal to gen of S1. Kill of S equal to kill of S1. In of S1 equal to in of S union gen of S1. Then out of S equal to out of S1. Why? Because only in the loop single statement is there. So these are all some data flow equations for reaching definitions of various programming control constructs. Okay, now another concept, use definition chains. So in simply, this can be called as UD chains. UD chains. So earlier we already discussed, I already mentioned this point is very important in flow graph. Use definition. For example, here A equal to B plus C. Now here you can see A is called as define. Define. B and C used or reference in the 3 address code. So now by combination of use definition, that is called as UD. Now with the chain combination. So use definition chains, which are lists for each use of a variable of all the definitions that reach that use. If use of a variable A in a block B is preceded by no unambiguous definition of A, preceded by no unambiguous means ambiguous is there, no unambiguous definition of A, then the UD chain for the use of A is the set of definitions in of B. In of B that are definitions of the variable A. So if there are no unambiguous definitions. Second case, if unambiguous definitions are there, if there are unambiguous definitions, that means no ambiguity of A within block B preceding this use of A, then only the last such definition of A will be on the UD chain, and in of B is not placed on the UD chain in case of unambiguous definitions is used. In case of unambiguous definitions are not used, simply that is in of B. Then whenever unambiguous definitions are there, then simply UD chain, the value will be on the UD chain, and in of B is not placed. In addition, if there are ambiguous definitions of A, then all of these for which no unambiguous definition of A lies between it and the use of A or on the UD chain for this use of A. Now, finally, coming to the summary of the data flow equation, the typical data flow equation, what we discussed starting of this session, out of S equal to gen of S union in of S minus kill of S. This is the global data flow equation. You can remember entire of data flow analysis. This is the standard equation. Now, some global data flow analysis, it collects the information about entire program and distributed this information to each block in the flow graph. Now, let us say again the detailed description about all these definitions in the equation. Out of S, definitions that reach block B's exit, that is B block. So that is out of S. Then gen of S, generator, definitions within block B that reach the end of block B. So the definitions defined in that particular block, further those definitions reached in other blocks. Then in of S, definitions that reaches the block's entry. Now you can see this is the block, this is the entry. This is called as in of B. Then end of the block, this is exit. At the exit, this is out of B. Then gen, inside the block, what are the definitions? Then kill, whatever the definitions defined in B, whichever changed outside of B, those are all called as kill. The kill of S, definitions that never reaches the end of block B. These are all these functions descriptions. Okay, now finally, let us see one example, the flow graph, what we consider. Data flow analysis example, I already explained above. Again, here we will see only for initial phase. So now here B1 to B5 blocks are there. So generator which defines statements in blocks. Suppose kill for block 1. Now let us see one example clearly. For block B1, kill means here A and B are defined outside of B1 where A and B are killed. Now you can see A. In B2 A is used. So that is 3. Then B4 B is used. That is 4. Then again in B4 block the statement 5. Then B5 block the statement 6. Now you can see these are all called as kill of block B1 equal to. These are all the values. Why? Because here A equal to 2, B equal to A plus 1. Here A equal to 1 killed. Same definition is not used. B equal to B plus 1. The definition is changed. B equal to B minus 7. The definition is changed. A equal to A plus 2. The definition is changed. All are different definitions other than in B1. So those are all called as kill of B1. Similarly, kill of B2. In B2, whatever the definition used outside where that is defined with a different computation. Now you can see here A equal to 1. Now in B1 also, first statement A equal to 2. So that is killed. Same definition is not used. Then where A is defined again in sixth statement B5. So here A equal to A plus 2 killed. Why? Because A equal to 1 is the original. But here A equal to A plus 2. So 6. So kill of B2 equal to 1, 6. Then similarly, kill of B3. In block 3, what is the statement B equal to B plus 1? Where B is defined outside of B3, in B1 second statement killed. Why? Because different definition. So therefore second is 1 kill. Then again where B is used in B4 fifth statement. 5 is also killed. Only 2 places. So 2, 5. Then similarly, kill of B4. Here B equal to B minus 7. Where B is outside of B4. So in first block, second one, the same definition is not used. 2. Then again third block, fourth statement, different definition. So 4. 2, 4 are the kill of B4. Then similarly, kill of B5. B5, the original statement A equal to A plus 2, where A is used outside. So in the first block, first statement, the definition is 2, but here A plus 2. So here killed 1. Then again, third statement in B2, there is also different definition. So only 2 places, 1, 3 are kill of B5. Now gen values, gen of B1, 1, 2, gen of B2, 3, gen of B3, 4, gen of B5, B4, 5, gen of B5, 6. Like that, directly you can find gen and kill values. Then the following table shows the initial values of gen, kill, and in and out also. Just now what I explained here, the gen values are listed here for all blocks. Then kill values also listed here. Here you can see kill of B1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So same values are listed here like all blocks. Then initially all in values are empty for all blocks B1 to B5. Initial values are empty, so 5. Then out values initially will take from gen of B. So out of B equal to initial value. Out of B equal to gen of B. So now here out of B1 equal to gen of B1. Now what is gen of B1 here? 1, 2. Now out of B1 we used 1, 2 only. Similarly, out of B2 equal to gen of B2. Now what are the gen of B2 values? 3. So 3 is used and so on. Out of B5 equal to gen of B5. For data flow equation solving, we will use these initial values. Out of B5 equal to gen of B5. What is gen of B5 value? 6. So 6 is used. So this is the initial table. With this table, we will continue to calculate second level out of B1, out of B2, and so on, out of B5 values using the pre, initial, in, gen, and kill values. Okay, that is our next concept, solving data flow equations, that we will discuss in next class.